So in the previous video, we were talking about how I know I quantum shifted because you start losing all the nouns, like the people, places, and things. So you lose people, both people that you won't ever see again, and also you lose people by them transcending. You also stop going to some places that you really enjoy going. And then with things, we were talking about food and how you'll stop eating certain foods because those lower density foods will make you sick. Well, another thing that I lost during the quantum shift was my business. I didn't lose that business as like they took it away from me and it was all gone. I lost that business by me not feeling identified to the work that I was doing in that business anymore. I'm going to be making some tea. Yesterday I ate burrata, and so now I don't feel like eating and I'm only going to have tea. So professionally, I have a doctorate's degree in communication disorders. I'm a speech pathologist and I work with adults and children that present with any communication disorder. I'm doing that for about I think it's 13 years, I'm not sure. But I opened my own business and I was working from home, seeing clients online, scheduling them whenever I was available, which was pretty flexible. It was pretty nice. However, I started to not identify with that anymore. This is the tea that I'm gonna be using. It's blueberry hibiscus. I decided that I was just gonna let go of my business. So I thought, well, maybe I can continue helping people by doing home health services. Started driving around thinking that that was going to make me feel better and also helping people at the same time. It didn't. Home health didn't help. And I ended up staying at that job for a year because I had a contract with them. Before my contract was over, I started looking for another job because I said, okay, so maybe I just need another job again. A lot of speech pathologists tend to look for these jobs because it involves less direct patient care and it involves more leadership and management. So I was part of a team of leaders in a company and I had my own set of therapists that I managed. So I had about 40 something therapists that I was responsible for. When you're a healthcare provider and you're an empath, it's really difficult because you take a lot of that energy with you and you cannot let it go. So as a speech pathologist, not having direct patient care, I thought that it was going to help me, but it didn't, because then I started consuming the energy of the therapist that I managed. I was also responsible of approving their vacations, and then I was also responsible of whether they had to call in sick, and I just didn't align with that, or that didn't align with me. Within the quantum shift, you will notice for sure that you don't identify with certain aspects of your old self anymore. And that's because you shifted to a new timeline, so you have a new identity, and that's totally okay. I have that doctorate's degree and I don't identify with it at all. I don't, and that's okay. I do identify with my new self as being an energy healer and as helping people through energy balancing and also helping balance their environment. I identify with that. Another thing that I wanted to talk about in this second part was that I saw glitches Okay, and I remember specifically 3 times when it happened. First glitch that happened was when I was sitting by my computer. I was sitting down facing the computer and I saw through the corner of my eye. It wasn't twitching or anything. It was not twitching. I saw through the corner of my eye a little movement like this, like this. And with that movement, I was also having ringing to my ears. Whenever you have ringing to your ears, that means that there's another dimension that is trying to communicate with you. That's what I've learned. You just have to pay close attention when that ringing to the ear is happening to see if you can receive any messages. Also, just so you know, I like wearing scarves, but now I really have to wear it because I cut my hair. So it's really important that you cover the back of your neck because that is part of your immune system, and that's also an area that you could receive a lot of EMF through. So always make sure you cover your neck. The second glitch happened at the gym, and I wasn't on the treadmill. I wasn't doing any extraneous exercise. I was just stretching, and again, at the corner of my eye, I saw this little movement and the ringing to my ear. The third glitch happened when I was in the shower. When we get in the shower, we just think that we're gonna get in just to take a shower, right? But it's actually more than that. And when I take a shower, now I use it as a ritual because the water is living consciousness. So it's a really good opportunity when you take a shower to set intentions. All that living consciousness that comes from the water is flowing through you. When I saw the glitch, I had already set the intentions on the water. I had already activated the water, and I was just doing this. And all of a sudden, again, I see that little glitch through the corner of my eye, moving, and ringing to the ears. And that was the last one. So here's the tea. And then I like to add the oranges. Oh, it's blood orange. I like to add the oranges inside. So this is what I'm having for lunch. So going back to living water and water carrying consciousness, I always activate the water that I drink. You don't need to go get holy water from a church. We have the power to do it ourselves too. And all you have to do is just get your cup, get some water in it, and just say, I am living water. And your water's activated. Another thing that you can do, which is what I do every day too, is I activate my water with number sequences. But this is information for another video. Also, my water's not dirty. It has sea salt and lemon. And that's how I drink it because this provides hydration. If you drink the water just how they sell it to you, that water is dead. So you need to provide some minerals to your water so that it can really hydrate you. And the only way that you can do that is by turning your water into an IV, which is lemon and sea salt. If you want to learn more about number sequences, let me know. That is also part of another video of how I know I quantum shifted, because if you want to know about it, follow for part 3.